It was a great tournament. The Missouri Valley Open's always been one of those tournaments that's a must-go-to tournament for women's college wrestling. It's continued to grow. This year there were 36-plus teams there, even more if you count the unattached groups. 360 wrestlers, so some of the top girls were there this weekend. And it's a great thing for us to just go out and get our feet wet in the sense of being a young program and seeing some of these top teams. So you had King, Emmanuel, McKendree, Tiffin, 4 of the top NCAA teams out of the 5. And getting out there to compete with those teams is always great to see where we're at the beginning of the season, where we can make small adjustments throughout the year to prepare ourselves for the second half of the season, in that second semester.
And then looking ahead to this week, the duel on Thursday, the Fall Brawl on Thursday, then the Open on Sunday. Just a quick preview of those.
And that's Thursday. We're having our Fall Brawl here. It's kind of the equivalent to the men's battle in Brownson, so I'm really excited that our administrative staff here has really been jumped on board and helped us put that together, so we're really excited about that. Midland University, a program that's been around 8+ years. They've kind of been up and down throughout their seasons. They have a new coach this year, and they had a good little group of girls come in as well, so I'm excited to get to match up with them. We saw them this weekend. I think we may have wrestled 1 or 2 of their girls overall. So it's just going to be a good matchup with us, 2 teams that are just going to go out and compete. I'm excited to put 8 freshmen on the mat in the sense of our starting lineup. We're young, but I think we've really kind of shown that although young, we have a lot of talent on the lineup. Tournament this weekend, again, another opportunity just to compete at home for our girls and get some matches in right before big Thanksgiving break, and we kind of have a little bit longer break before national duels and even the U.S. Open.
Questions? So overall, how do you think the season's been going so far?
I think the season's been going well. I feel like we're working hard each day, making improvements on things we mess up on throughout the journey. We must fail in order to succeed. That's a life motto that I live by. So I feel like with our losses further down the line, we'll have bigger wins and get stronger as a team.
I think the season started off really well. I think this weekend was a really good opportunity for me and the girls on the team just to see our competition for this year and to get out there with some of the really big teams.
See, go ahead. You've got the duel first, and then you go to this huge tournament, and for probably 90% of your team, first tournament. I mean, obviously it wasn't too big for you guys because you did really well, but wrestling that many matches, I know it was a really long day. Kind of how did you mentally and physically stay in?
Personally, I feel like my way of staying is like remembering that I have 1 match left. I just keep telling myself that throughout the tournament, 1 match left. I don't think about the further down the line how many matches I have or how long the day is going to be. I just focus on 1 match at a time and continue with that journey and push through it.
Just like Cindy said, it's kind of just right here, right now, and in the moment, it's that match, and that's all that I really focus on.
Being exposed to the kind of competition that you guys are right out of the gate, is that really kind of just like, hey, welcome to college wrestling, and now kind of getting up to speed and kind of getting ready for the season?
Yeah, it's kind of getting up to speed. I like to see my competition right away so I know what to prepare for throughout the rest of the season and just know what I need to work on and everything.
Personally, I don't like to know my competition. I like to do what I do best. I train to make my moves better, to make my technique better, not compare my moves to someone else and try to be how they wrestle. It's my match, not theirs. So I'm going to do everything that it takes in order for me to make it my match and throughout the tournament just continue pushing through it.
Travis, what have you seen from this team this year? I know it's probably not fair to compare to last year because you had so many open spots, but the progress that they've made in a short amount of time has got to be pretty encouraging, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, we talked last week about where we weren't good when we went to Wayland. We were awful at parterre defense. We immediately made that change last week in practice, and it immediately showed when we wrestled this weekend. you know, if we did get taken down, we were immediately fighting a hand. We were immediately moving forward, kind of breaking any of the locks that they would go for. I don't think we returned very much this weekend, which is a positive sign. Like, the girls are learning and kind of learning on the fly. Many of them have never wrestled freestyle before too. So it's, again, learning on the fly a little bit. I know Cindy, we joked about it one day in practice. We were kind of going, and she was like, I'm over this freestyle top stuff. And part of it was she just didn't get it. It's new to her. And I was like, well, you can still do all your, if you will, folk style turns, your half Nelsons, your crossface, your bars and wings. And she gets up and looks at me and goes, it's over for everybody, all these girls. And really, that's kind of what happened this weekend. She would try a turn on top, a freestyle turn, if you will, on top, and it wouldn't work. And she'd go right to this half and wrist series and run it, and it didn't go, and she'd pull him this way, and then she'd sink it in deep, and that's how she got 4 falls on her way to her finals appearance. Same thing with Jennesis. She's had some freestyle exposure, but again, we just come in, and these girls are really just buying into the whole philosophy. And you hear them all say, like, we have to fail in order to succeed. That's that whole idea of there's no losing. It's just learning and getting better. You know, right here, right now, we're talking about staying focused on the things that matter the most right here, right now. So you hear these girls saying these things, and maybe I'm coaching them to say the right things, but I think they really do buy into the philosophy of what we're teaching and what we're trying to accomplish here in the culture that we're building in our program.
Anything else?
Yeah,
Go ahead, Troy. Go ahead, Troy.
Thanksgiving's next weekend.
Hardest one.
Yeah,
All right.
hardest question. Thanksgiving's next weekend, so I'm just curious what everybody's favorite Thanksgiving food is.
I hope my wife's watching. Bourbon pecan pie that she makes. I'll have to bring some by next media scrum. But
Thank you.
I know I just enjoy the most thing about Thanksgiving. I really enjoy just being around family and being around everyone that's there. Again, food-wise, you know, I'll eat anything. I'm a wrestler. Favorite thing? You both are going to say tamales.
Okay, just because I'm Mexican, tamales is one of my favorite food. My mom told me she has some ready for me, so when I go back. So you guys want any requests?
My favorite thing is green chili chicken enchiladas. My mom makes them real good, and I'm real excited for that.
You want to bring me some? Trade?
We're going to have our own potluck.